Alrighty. So thank you, John, for joining me for on a Friday. I really appreciate you giving up your time. For those of you that don't know, I'm running in the upcoming Surf Coast Shire Council elections. I'm a candidate in the Torquay Jan Jack ward. So John, would you be able to tell us a little bit about yourself for those listening?
Yeah, my name's John Jacoby. I run a company called Rapid Ascent here in Torquay. My business partner, Sam Maffett, we run adventure races and off-road sporting events, so mountain bike events, ultra running events like the Surf Coast Century, the Otway Odyssey mountain bike race, and we do around 17, 18 events a year in a normal year.
Yes, normal year.
But this year we've managed just 2.
Oh, well, at least was that at the very beginning of the year, or was that, yeah?
Yeah, we did one in February, one in March, and then we're hoping to do a couple in Western Australia in October, November, which we're going to try and run remotely.
Wow, that's a bit of a challenge.
Yes.
Well, and what is it that you love the most about living on the Surf Coast?
I think obviously the environment. I'm sitting here looking at the surf out my window, which is pretty nice.
Beautiful.
And I think just the range of outdoor activities that the Surf Coast has on offer. When the surf's not firing, you can still paddle your ski or go mountain biking or go for a run, or there's plenty of good alternatives. So I think that's, it ends up giving you a good a good rounding and a good selection of activities you can do. There's not many days when you can't get out and do anything.
Definitely. And I think that's great that it attracts a certain type of person that loves the environment, which I think gives us such an amazing community here as well.
Yeah, and I think also I've been in Torquay since 1994, so I guess I'm used to it as just having that small town vibe, I guess, which maybe is getting lost a little bit, but it's still one of the great things about Torquay, I think.
Yes, and we want to ensure it stays that way, don't we, with everyone being connected and engaged with each other. And what's an issue that you think is really important in our local community at the moment?
Oh, well, there's I get a couple, I guess, that are close to my heart. One is the bike lanes. Great Ocean Road's they've done quite a lot of work over the last years putting bike lanes in, yet they've never maintained them or sweep them or clean them.
Mm-hmm.
So the bike riders tend not to use them.
Yeah.
And then the whole situation becomes more dangerous, I guess. So there's sort of, I guess, the hearts or the motivation's in the right place, but just hasn't come through with the perfect execution. So certainly more bike lanes, I think, would be a great thing.
Yep, that's
the whole. I've got a beef about traffic lights.
Yes.
I think we've got too many here. I go up to Noosa and you can see Noosa's got a population of about 40,000 people and 2 sets of traffic lights, and it works quite well. So I think there's plenty of options to put in roundabouts and keep traffic flowing, and I think it adds to the amenity and the vibe of the town. If there's less traffic lights, people seem less stressed and everything moves a little bit better.
Yes, they raise your blood pressure, don't they, red lights?
They do. So yeah, that's I guess 2 things that I think probably more a Vic Roads issue than anything else. But
yes, but they're things that
at the top of the hill at Jan Jack, you've got 3 sets of traffic lights in the space of about 1 kilometre. It's just not really needed, I don't think.
Yes, yeah, that's definitely something to consider. Thank you for raising those. So they're both things that I'm interested in, coming from an engineering background myself. So I think they're things that we should consider, the bike lanes and the traffic lights and flowing of traffic through our town. Sorry, you go.
And I think they've got to be. I know people have said, "Oh, traffic lights are cheaper." I just don't buy that argument. They've got to be expensive to put in. They've got to be expensive to run and use power and all the rest of it. So there's got to be better ways than having to stop and go.
Yes, definitely something to consider. And there's, with traffic modelling and the like, you can look at what's the best way to have the flow through our community and what has the best impact. So I guess it's ensuring that those studies and evaluations of different intersections to have the best flow are carried out.
Yes.
That's great. And what does a healthy, connected community mean to you?
I think having welcoming and strong clubs and groups, whether it's surf clubs or footy clubs, board riders, fishing clubs, whatever, just all of those things on offer, and them being strong, welcoming groups.
Definitely.
Ability just to go down the street and say good day to people in the street or in the shops or whatever, which comes back to, I guess, that small town vibe. And I think having a safe environment for all the citizens.
Yes.
I think a lot of the old Torquay people will happily reminisce and tell you about how they always leave their keys in the car and left everything unlocked. And I think, unfortunately, those days seem to be over here in Torquay, Jan Jac. But although I'm sometimes still a bit guilty of it myself. But it'd be fantastic to be able to go back to that feeling where you can just leave your stuff lying around and people respect it and leave it as it is if it's not theirs.
Yeah, I think they're great values. And I think about having the clubs that everyone can feel welcome and engaged in, and clubs that cater to everybody's interests and needs. I think that hits it on the spot of what a healthy, connected community is. And
I think we're very spoilt here in Torquay in that we've got that small town feel, and a lot of clubs that we've got the ability to duck into Geelong if you want something a little bit bigger or better or whatever.
Yes.
So we've almost got the best of both worlds, really.
Yes, I think so. Yes, I think so. I had sick twins. They were born early, and living down here, but still only being sort of 25 minutes from an amazing paediatric ward at the Geelong Hospital was, a lifesaver. So we really have that, that remote beachside location, yet you can just, zoom down the highway and you've got your kids in emergency if you need to. So
it's a great position to be in.
Definitely. Great. Well, thank you so much for your time, Don. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you around town.
Liz.
Thanks.
Okay.
See ya.